Hello, and thank you for tuning into this week's Mayor's Update. As always, we have a lot of important information to share with you, so please feel free to share this video with your friends, family, relatives, and anyone else you think might find this information helpful over the course of the coming week. I want to start by thanking everyone who made our National Night Out such a big success here in Gardner this past week. We actually combined it this year with our Hispanic Heritage Festival. As we talked about in previous updates, Hispanic Heritage Month runs from September 15th to October 15th. So where we already had the several times rescheduled National Night Out, we brought them together. So the mariachis played as the food was being served and the resource fair was happening at the same time. So it was really a great night. We had a ton of people, several hundred come out to really just make the best of what we had to offer. And it was great to see the community celebrating in that way and really just getting to know what resources we have here. So I want to say a very special thank you to Veronica Patty from our Gardner Health Department, our prevention coordinator, and from the Gardner Community Action Team for all the work she did for putting that on. And I want to thank the mariachis who came out for providing some entertainment during the National Night Out as well. I also want to thank everyone who attended and helped put together last weekend's Fabulous Fall Festival and Oktoberfest, the Chair Luge, the Run for a Beer, and everything that was out here in Gardner. Unfortunately, I was away at a wedding in North Carolina, so I didn't have the chance to attend those events, but everything I've been told since I've come back to Massachusetts was that it was a perfect day with a ton of people out. The vendors were all happy about what was done there. People were all enjoying the festivities that were there. It was just very well programmed. So I can't thank everyone enough from Gardner Square 2, the Gardner Festival Committee, and everyone else who planned anything for that event. I'm looking forward to attending back again next year. That's also why we didn't have the mayor's update last week, but we're going to keep rolling with these now that we're back and getting ready for the fall season. Speaking of the fall season, we want to remind everyone that there is a special edition Gardner Farmers Market taking place on Saturday, November 23rd from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. in Perry Auditorium. This is a special Thanksgiving edition of that. There will be turkey farmers, everything you need for your Thanksgiving table, arts and crafts for the fall, and everything in between. So I want to thank Erica Bossi, Kat Deal, and her team at the Gardner Farmers Market Committee for really putting this on very successfully this year and closing out the year just as strong with the special additional Thanksgiving market. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and the annual Domestic Violence Awareness Vigil will be held this coming Monday, October 7th at 6:30 p.m. outside of Gardner City Hall's main entrance on the front steps. In the event that there is rain on Monday, which it looks like it could be, the event is going to be moved to the rotunda inside City Hall, just in front of the elevator on the first floor. So that event is happening, rain or shine. It depends on if it's going to be on the front steps or in the City Hall rotunda. This is also why there are purple candles in all of the windows in Gardner City Hall. So if you drive by Gardner City Hall and all of the businesses downtown, you'll notice purple lights in the window. That's to show support for our domestic violence victims and survivors here in Gardner, and to show that there are resources here in the community for people who are struggling with that really harmful situation. So I want to thank the Gardner Domestic Violence Task Force, the Voices of Truth, and everyone who's involved in that very important work here in the committee each and every day throughout the course of the year. There's a special exhibit over at the Levi Haywood Memorial Library this month featuring artwork by City Hall's and Gardner's own Josh Cormier. Josh Cormier works as the purchasing director for Gardner City Hall and has documented some of his mental health journey in his art exhibit over at Levi Haywood Memorial Library. So please consider checking that out. It's on the first floor in the back corner across from the circulation desk as you go into the library. Josh is a former city councilor in Gardner, former business worker, and has been working for the city for over the last decade and is a really dedicated person to the community. So thank you, Josh, for sharing your story of your mental health journey this way, and really appreciate all the work you do in the community with your being on the team with us here in City Hall. If you drive by City Hall Avenue, you'll notice that the roof at the Gardner Fire Station is currently being replaced. Earlier this year, during a windstorm, a 60-mile-an-hour per gust per hour wind blew the roof right off of the building, almost just like it peeled back a piece of tin foil. So our insurance company, the Massachusetts Interlocal Insurance Agency, is fully covering the cost of that replacement. A brand new metal roof will be put on the building shortly, and some of that work is being done now. So if you go by the building and you're noticing the scaffolding of the roof being taken off, that's all part of that work's done there. While we're talking about construction projects, over at 73 Stewart Street, the former factory building there is also being demolished earlier this year in the same windstorm that took down the Christmas tree in Lafayette Square. The part of that building collapsed onto the neighbor's yard. We are working right now to tear that down. That's probably going to be another week or two before that's done. They took care of all of the vegetation around the factory, and then they're going to start taking down the factory. The reason why it took a little bit longer for that is Mass DEP had to approve all of the removal for that factory because any potential contaminants, any hazmat surveys or anything like that had to be done. So that has been completed, and now we're moving forward with that demolition. The city's plan is to sell the property once it's all demolished. The city council's already approved that sale, and we're just waiting for all the work to be done first. Biggest question of the year: when is Trick or Treat taking place? The annual following stroll, so our downtown and City Hall office Trick or Treat for those preschool aged and under, is going to take place on Friday, October 25th from 10 a.m. to noon. Again, that's Friday, October 25th from 10 a.m. to noon throughout the downtown and all of the offices of Gardner City Hall. And then citywide Trick or Treat will take place from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Halloween Day itself, October 31st. And then for anyone else who'd like to, a new addition this year is Gardner Middle School's, the Wildcats of Gardner Middle School are having a trunk or treat on October 24th from 4:30 to 6 p.m. On Halloween Day as well. So all of that is available there. And that'll take place in the parking lot of Gardner Middle School. Haywood Hospital earlier today had their press conference to announce that they have fully been released from the bankruptcy process as an independent community hospital without having to be bought out or partnered with anyone else. That's really something you don't hear a lot today. You hear a lot of what's happening right now with Stewart Healthcare and other places around the Commonwealth and the country about hospitals closing services or closing their doors or things like that. That's not happening here in Gardner. In fact, Haywood's grown their services and grown their workforce since they've gone into bankruptcy and are now no longer in bankruptcy. So congratulations to everyone at Haywood Healthcare, Rosanna Penny, their president and CEO, and everyone in between, and thank you for your commitment to us here in Gardner. Now, whenever we travel different places around for these mayor's updates, I always close by saying why we're here today. First, we're going to talk about all the noise you're hearing behind me. Our community development block grant program is working on replacing several of the sidewalks and crossing ramps in the downtown area. This is phase 4, so we started up on Main Street and worked our way down here to Lafayette Square. So you'll see a lot of construction work being done here to install these new sidewalks. The Community Development Block Grant Program also does a lot. You're going to be seeing work done over at the Rome building at the corner of Main and Willow soon for the demolition of that building. That's also covering the demolition of the Greenwood Memorial Pool that's going to be starting soon. But the reason I'm in my Christmas suit early and we're here is you may remember earlier this year, the April 4th ice storm took down the former Christmas tree that we had in Lafayette Square. Thanks to the generosity of Candor Realty and their team, we have a brand new Christmas tree right here in Lafayette Square that we're going to be lighting this year, just in time for our Christmas tree lighting that'll take place on the Sunday after Thanksgiving. That's December 1st at 4 p.m. We don't know if the tree lighting will be here or up at Monument Park yet, but this tree will be lit this year. And here to join us all the way from the North Pole came to inspect the tree to make sure it was okay, and he's given his stamp of approval, Santa Claus. Santa, how you doing today?
Merry Christmas, Mayor. How are you?
Well, Merry Christmas and Happy Halloween at the same time, Santa. I'm sure that's the first time anyone said that unless they're walking through Walmart right now and see the decorations.
That's very true, yes.
But what do you think of the tree?
It looks magnificent. Happy to be back here in Lafayette Center to see the tree back in its glory, and can't wait whether we're here or up at the other park to light the tree. Either one will be amazing. So very excited to be back here in the city.
Well, thank you very much, Santa. So we didn't make the naughty list by getting this tree. I think we passed.
No, it looks beautiful. I like it very much, and I can't wait to see it grow throughout the years and watch all the traditions that will form underneath it.
Well, that's the thing too. There's a lot of people who had memories of the old tree, and now people who are in the city can have their memories grow alongside this tree here right in Lafayette Square. But I think that's it for the mayor's update. Unless Santa, you think we're good?
No, I think we're great, and I can't wait to see you in a few months and maybe be back for caroling with the mayor.
That's right, yeah, that's
true. I know, that's coming around soon, so.
Well, thank you for tuning into this week's Mayor's Update. As always, if you have any questions on anything happening in the city at all, feel free to contact my office at any time. If there's any questions on anything that was said in this update, we're happy to answer those questions for you too. Unless it's if you're on the naughty or the nice list, that's left to Santa here, not at my office here. I don't think Katie and I are qualified to make that list. But, you know, Rachel's a good resource if you're trying to get in touch with Santa. We'll throw that out there too. But thank you very much for watching this week. I'll talk to you again next week. Thank you very much and have a great day.